I'm Alix Rainsbury.
And I'm Caroline Daly, and we're interviewing underclassmen who play a varsity sport.
We're looking at how playing a varsity sport is different than playing a JV or rec sport and how it affects them in their daily lives.
And we're interviewing Julia Booker, the sophomore goalie of the varsity girls lacrosse team at Cave Spring High School.
So Julia, how long have you played lacrosse?
I've played lacrosse since I was in 5th grade, so for about 5 years.
What's your favorite thing about playing for varsity lacrosse?
My favorite thing about varsity is that I've started a lot this year, and also I just love seeing how we've grown as a team, and I look forward to seeing that through the years.
Was your goal to be on varsity this year?
Well, considering there's no JV team, and I don't really want to play rec because I'm way too old, it was my goal to play varsity.
Is being on a varsity team more demanding than it would be for it to be on a JV team or rec team?
Well, when I played rec, it was really easy, and JV is non-existent, so I would say it's more demanding because of all the practices.
And is it hard to juggle school and a varsity sport as an underclassman?
Not really, but I mean it's somewhat difficult.
Are you close with all your teammates and coaches?
Kinda. I'm a lot more close than I was last year, and I think since we played together last year, a lot of us are better friends and better teammates.
How do you prepare for games?
Okay, so when we have an away game, I usually get on the bus and then listen to Spotify. I usually listen to Rap Caviar. That gets me pumped. And when we have home games, I usually just go up there and people shoot on me, and then I'm ready for the game.
Do you plan on playing lacrosse throughout high school and maybe even in college?
I'll definitely play through high school, but I'll only probably play through college if I get an offer from a school, which is doubtful.
All right, thank you, Julia.
You're welcome.
We're interviewing Garrett Reiner, a sophomore midfielder for the Cave Spring men's lacrosse team.
Garrett, how long have you played lacrosse?
I've been playing lacrosse for about 4 years, I think. In 7th grade, I stopped playing baseball because it was boring. No offense to people who play baseball, but I stopped playing baseball because I just didn't like it anymore, and I decided to play lacrosse. So.
What is your favorite thing about playing for varsity lacrosse?
I just like the feeling of going out in the field and just playing, honestly. I just like playing, basically.
Was your goal to be on varsity this year?
My goal? I don't know if that was my goal. I mean, I wanted to be on varsity, but I don't know if that was my goal to be on varsity.
Is being on a varsity team more demanding than it is to be on a JV or rec team?
Yeah, it's more demanding. I mean, the coaches are a lot tougher, and there's a lot more competition, as well as the people you're playing against are a lot harder. Yeah, they're a lot better than the people on JV and rec. So.
Is it hard to juggle school and a varsity sport?
I mean, it depends how you manage your time. For me, if I manage my time well, it's not that difficult, as long as you do what you're supposed to do. If you just slack off the entire day and don't do any work during school, then it's difficult. But for me, I usually manage my time pretty well, so it's not that hard.
Are you close with all your teammates and coaches?
Yeah, and I've gotten closer as well. I used to be not as close, but this year we've sort of done some team bonding stuff, so we've gotten closer.
And how do you prepare for games?
How do I prepare for games? I listen to music before, and I just think about different scenarios just to kind of prepare, and then I just stretch so I don't break anything.
Do you plan on playing throughout high school or maybe in college?
Yeah, I plan on playing throughout high school. I'm not sure about college yet. That's kind of open.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Heather Hach, a defensive player on the varsity soccer team here at Cave Spring. Heather, how long have you played soccer?
I've been playing soccer since I was 3. I started out with rec, and then around 9, I went up to travel soccer, and I started playing school soccer as soon as I could.
Do you think that being on a varsity team is different than it would be to be on a rec team or a JV team?
It's definitely a lot different because it's way more intense. The speed of play is faster. The girls are more physical. Your technique, ball work, has to be a lot higher than a rec or JV team. I can't really compare varsity to a JV team because I never played JV. I got cut from the JV team in 8th grade, but last year as a freshman I made varsity.
Are you close with a lot of your teammates and your coaches?
I'm definitely close with my teammates. I'd say I'm closer with the defenders just because, especially being defensive, we have to talk a lot and I just feel really close with all my teammates. My coaches, I'm fairly close with. I mean, I've only been with the varsity coaches for like a year now, so.
Is it difficult to manage schoolwork and other social things with a varsity sport?
It's not that difficult because I'm typically pretty good about getting all my schoolwork done. It's a little hard to have a social life because I always have practice or games.
What's your favorite part about being on a varsity team?
Definitely the intensity. I typically don't like when things are just easy and kind of handed to you, like a rec goal would be a lot easier to score or defend. I definitely enjoy the intensity and how aggressive the girls are.
How has your season been so far?
We've had 2 games so far. We won our first and tied our second.
Do you think the season will go well?
I think we're going to do pretty well. I think we're going to go far, if not farther, than we did last year.
All right, thank you. I'm here with Matthew Taylor, a defensive player for the Cave Spring varsity soccer team. Matt, how long have you played soccer?
I played soccer since I was about 5 or 6, back when I played rec, and when I was about 10 years old I moved up to travel, and since then I've been playing travel and school soccer.
Do you think it's a different experience to play on a varsity team than it would be to play on a JV team or rec?
Yes, because in varsity, along with JV, you're playing 5 days a week, which is a lot more than rec, where maybe 2 days a week is your max, and varsity versus JV, you're doing more running, more working out. It's much more of a commitment. You need to be like focused and serious about it, versus JV is a little bit lighter and rec is a lot looser. It's just recreational, it's just for fun versus actually committing to the sport.
Are you close with your teammates and your coaches?
Yes, I'd say I'm closest to the sophomores that are, like, I'm a sophomore, so I'm going to be close to them because I've known them the longest. But I'm also starting to create new bonds with underclassmen, the other underclassmen, like freshmen, and I'm also getting closer to juniors and seniors on the team. And there's some, like Willie and CJ, I've known for a while, so I'm already bonded with them. But other ones, like Christian Howes, I'm like slowly forming a bond with. And as for the coaches, these are new coaches I've had, so I've never had them before. So I'm like I said, like slowly gaining a bond with those coaches as well.
Is it difficult to manage a varsity sport with other things going on in life like school?
I wouldn't say it's easy because you're having to like balance homework with like soccer and then having a social life and getting enough sleep and eating and hanging out with your family and all that stuff is just a lot to fit into like one day, especially when you have multiple games every week. So you're having to spend many hours away from home to play soccer and then still having to get your homework done, in which case study hall really helps.
What's your favorite part about being on a varsity team?
Probably just like the bonds I've created with all the guys, because you don't really hang out that tight in school where you're all working together for one goal. It's a unique experience to be able to bond with that group of people and be able to grow with them through the whole season and achieve the goals you want.
How have you guys done so far this season?
So far we're just 1-0. We've only had 1 game, so undefeated so far. It's going good. We have a game today. Hopefully that goes well.
Do you think it'll be a good season?
I think it'll be all right. We lost 11 seniors last year, so it'll be tough to rebuild, but we're all being optimistic and hopefully we'll do well.
All right, thank you.
And now I'm here with Abby Weaver, who is a freshman pitcher on the varsity softball team. So Abby, how long have you played softball?
I have played softball since I was 6, so a really long time.
What is your favorite thing about playing for varsity softball?
My favorite thing is probably the responsibility and the ability to represent the team and also the competition.
And was your goal to be on varsity this year?
It wasn't specifically to be on varsity, but it was to be the best player I can be, and that translated into being on varsity.
Is being on a varsity team more demanding than a JV or rec team?
It is more demanding, but mainly more pressure to be good every pitch and like every game.
And is it hard to juggle school and a varsity sport as an underclassman?
Not really anything different than what I'm used to, because I've played school sports for a while now.
And are you close with all your teammates and coaches?
All my coaches, and since the season has just started, I'm still getting used to my teammates.
How do you prepare for games?
I just warm up, and then mentally you just gradually get there. There's nothing specific I do.
Do you plan on playing softball throughout high school or in college?
Yes, throughout high school, and I'm working on throughout college, because I can't imagine not playing softball after I graduate.
Okay, thank you, Abby.
No problem.